Hello again, everybody. This is Dan Clouser, and welcome back to the Journey of My Mother's Son podcast.
Hello, everyone.
Joined again with my beautiful wife, Sandy, and we are going to recap just the last 2 weeks of our travels since we started this most recent book tour. Our goal here is to give our updates from the 15th to the 15th of each month and release them on the first Tuesday of the following month. So with us starting out on January 2nd, this is just kind of a 2-week update to give here. So we left Florida on January 2nd. I talked a little bit about this in my monologue that I did a couple weeks ago, but just to give a little bit more detailed recap here. So we left Melbourne, Florida on January 2nd. We stopped in Ormond Beach and had dinner with our nephew, Daniel, and my cousin, Debi. From there, we drove to a Cracker Barrel in Tallahassee. And that was probably the last time we've seen warm weather, at least consistently. We left Tallahassee and drove through to the Mississippi Welcome Center. It's actually the westbound Welcome Center, but you can access it from the east and the westbound lanes on I-10. And that was our goal for the night, was to get there because they have kind of a cool RV spot there. It's kind of like a...
You would never know it.
Yeah.
You wouldn't know it unless, you just wouldn't. Because we parked in the rest area a couple years back, in where the actual rest stop where truckers are, and the security lady came out and said, this is for truckers and the RV is in the back, so it's like a little pull-throughs, and I think there's probably a dozen spots for RVs
or more. Yeah, for sure. It was pretty full.
There's no hookup. It's boondocking,
Yeah, but it's a nice little spot. Our rig fits in there perfectly. There were some Class A's in there that were much larger than us, and some fifth wheels had no problem fitting in the little pull-through spots. And, feel very safe and secure there. So it was a nice spot for us for the night. We got there in time to make dinner.
And just unwind, basically.
The night before we had driven till 1 o'clock in the morning, so it was nice to get here around 5 o'clock. It was actually still daylight, so it was nice to kind of just relax and kick back. The next day we got up and actually went over to the Infinity Science Center, which is right behind the Welcome Center. We didn't go in the Science Center. We were there to do a little hike on the Possum Walk Heritage Trail. So we did like a 3-mile hike with Uke. It was a beautiful day. I want to say that during the day it was up into the mid-60s or so.
The sun was out, and it felt good to get out and move, because we just seem to be a little stagnant lately with our walking.
Yeah.
And it's due to the weather.
Yeah. So after we walked, we actually went back to the rest area, had lunch, showered again.
Cleaned up and emptied tanks.
Emptied our tanks, filled our freshwater tank, and we're on our way to Lafayette, Louisiana, which is only about a 2.5-hour drive from the Mississippi border, and met friends of ours, Toni and Junior Arnold, for dinner that night, and then just stayed in Lafayette that evening, had a Cracker Barrel, and headed up to Alexandria, Louisiana the next day. Forecast is for it to rain pretty much all day, but it kind of worked out beautiful for us that we didn't hit really any rain on that trip until we got into Alexandria. And it was raining so bad that I kind of delayed my book signing. I was supposed to start at 2, and I didn't start till 4 just because it was raining so hard when we first got into Alexandria. But signed there Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
It's a good book sale.
Really good book signing. Just stayed at the Cracker Barrel in Alexandria while we were there. And then Monday morning we took off to head to Shreveport. I actually met a woman during my signing on Sunday, her and her family own Little Eva pecans. And it was basically on our way to Shreveport. And her and I were talking about potentially
carrying some of Luke's books.
Yeah, carrying
maybe
some of the children's books, and then also about the potential of them becoming a Harvest Host, because they didn't know anything about the Harvest Host program. So I was telling her about that. So she wanted us to kind of scout out the property for her to see if we thought that it would be a good host, and it certainly looked like it would. Very flat.
Pretty good size.
Yeah, big parking area, and a lot of little cool things inside the store there, outside of just pecans. We got a ton of pecan stuff, and Sandy and I learned that there's
there's many hundreds of different pecans.
Yeah, I thought a pecan was a pecan, but that was not the case. So, so that's one of the cool things about the book signings. It's not always about what we're selling on the spot. It's also about some of the connections that we make. So hopefully something comes from this, and trying to get her and her sister on the show to talk about what they're doing there. And then again, we're kind of dodging rain on that travel day as well. And we got into Shreveport, had time to do some laundry, and the timing worked out perfectly.
And we got to, once we got settled, I mean, because it was not just heavy rain, it was the wind was going to pick up really strong.
Yeah, but it held off till we were done with laundry,
and
so
that's
that was
not
perfect.
Fun.
So while we're in Shreveport, we just stayed at the Margaritaville Casino parking lot. They also have the Boardwalk Outlet right there next to the casino, and a Bass Pro, which is a cool little spot, bunch of little shops. Great place to walk.
It is to walk around. It is, yes.
So we went over there
2 nights.
Two nights.
Just walked.
Got Uke walking around, got him through the Bass Pro. And we were also able to, the one day in between signings, we got down to, I think it's the Arthur Teague Trail, and it's right along the Red River. Walked that trail last year when we were in the area, and walked it again this year. Different section of the trail. Got to have our pie at Strawn's in Shreveport.
See, at this time it was just one piece of pie for each of us, not like last year.
Lunch and pie, as opposed to last year we just had 2 pieces of pie for lunch. That was it.
And this time I just had the coconut cream pie. You had the banana cream pie.
Yeah, it was very good. Their strawberry pie is amazing.
Their box. How do they call them? Icebox pies. That's what they're called.
Yeah,
but they're really good. So.
And then we went to the other Strawn's in Bossier City.
That was for
the following.
breakfast.
I don't know if there's a following day or 2 days later.
I think it was 2 days later. It was 2 days later.
And that was good as well. Again, weather has been cold and kind of crazy since we've been on the road. So we signed Friday and Saturday with plans to sign on Sunday, but there was a forecast of a wintry mix coming through Shreveport,
which is bizarre and odd and not normal for this area to have that. But
yeah, so we actually got out of Dodge a day early, canceled the signing on Sunday, and originally we were just planning on going to Alexandria and staying the night, and then heading to the Lake Charles area on Monday. But we kind of just kept going on Saturday night till we actually ended up in Sulphur. And then we were going to go to a church in Shreveport on Sunday originally before we signed. So we wanted to get to a church. We went to Victory Church in Sulphur Sunday morning, and then weren't supposed to check into our campsite at Sam Houston Jones State Park until Monday morning. But with our change in schedule, we called the park while we were having lunch on Sunday to see if they had sites available that we could get into a day early, and we were able to do that. Had to move sites
It's not a big
on
deal.
Monday, which was
Yeah.
no big deal. We went from
Just
site 15
wanted
to
some,
18, but
even though it was still going to be cold, really cold here, but at least we had electric. We had some hookup.
yeah, we got full hookups, got to get a head start on laundry, all that sort of stuff. So
Seems like that's all we talk about is laundry and emptying tanks, but
Yeah.
oh well.
but we love coming to Sam Houston Jones State Park. This is our 4th time here.
It's a great park.
It's a great park. We did a
Trails,
project
everything.
here. You got great trails, and everything is essentially brand new at this point because it was completely devastated by Hurricane Laura and Hurricane Delta back in 2020. So new roads, new sites, new infrastructure, everything is brand new. So we just wanted to give everybody a quick update as to where we were, and we will keep this going on a pretty regular basis each month to let everybody know what transpired the previous month. So for everybody out there listening, be sure to check out my other podcasts and blogs at journeymymotherson.com. While you're there, pick up a copy of one of my books, and as always, safe travels.
Take care, folks.